before I start, and I want from you to be active. Think in one of the students that you have in your school or in your I don't know, after school program, and thinking what skills and competences do you think that they will need in the future in order to achieve the hopes and dreams, and share this in the chat while I am talking about the social emotional part. And another question is something that you cover normally when you design learning experiences like activities or projects. It's something that here in the lab we try to always to include in all our projects, because at the end what we want is that the kids and the students learn, no? And to learn, the best thing is to create the best environment, no? And sometimes, especially when we work in maker-centered learning projects, there are some frustration, some emotions happen, no? When something is working or something is not working, and especially when you are working with others, no? So you are working in a group, many things arise. So we try to cover the social emotional learning with the idea that the participants acquire the knowledge, the attitudes, and the skills to understand and manage the emotions, to achieve these positive goals. Also to feel and show empathy for others. And we will explain you later a case study that we have running in the last year here. And also to establish a positive relationship with your colleagues, with your partners, but also in the society. Okay, with the idea also to make responsible decisions. No, if you have this feeling that you can achieve your goals, you can also take some responsible decisions in your future. And the key components that we have identified for the social emotional learning are these 5. No, the self-awareness, and someone mentioned at the beginning, no, that hey, I can achieve this goal. I can now understand this topic, even this curricula, and I can apply. The idea of the self-management, no, how you manage with emotions, but also how you manage to implement these projects. The social awareness, with the idea that you are not alone in the world. You are part of a social ecosystem, and you need to have these relationships also with them. Even this happening in the classroom, also in the school, but also in the neighborhood. And also, as I mentioned previously, no, the idea that we should take responsible decisions when we are doing the projects, and as an active citizens. And I will go fast for each of them, no? But the idea of how to know yourself and how to understand your emotions, and this is something that happens a lot, especially with kids, but also with adults. I don't know if you have this experience, but trying to design a workshop for adults when they need to do some making stuff that they cannot feel comfortable, sometimes emotions arise there. And this is also connected with the idea of the strengths and limitations that you have, no? And also, as makers, we are always trying to be confident and optimistic, no? That we can change the world. The idea of the self-management, you are not alone, you are working with others, how you regulate with these emotions, how you manage the stress, especially when you have deadlines, how you organize the team, how you organize the classroom. Also understand that we have a diversity of colleagues. We have in the classroom, imagine the student, we have a diversity of students that each of them has different attitude, knowledge, skills, and we need to try to be aware of this. And also, of course, as an adult, this is something that is very relevant now, that when you design with another teacher your projects, to have this relationship skills with others, no, trying to share, but also happening with the students. This is also very relevant. And the idea that our decisions has some implications, and these implications, as if we have some principles, some values, we will take it under the ethical point of view, and how these decisions can have consequences. Okay. why it's important at the end, what we want is that our students learn and learn deep, and to learn deep and have academic success, the best way is to have an emotional well-being. So a super nice environment, super nice context when we support them is the best way. Also trying to support them in the development of the social skills. And this is super important, not just for now where they are in the school, also for the future. Okay. And I really like this framework from Castle because it summarizes everything that we can have under control in our projects, in our educational communities, is that starting from these 5 key components that we can try to manage in our classroom, because our classroom is our space where we can feel comfortable and where we can give some instructions to the students and manage these frustrations. But it's also super nice if we can create this school culture where we can facilitate these key components, also giving some policies if it's needed, also bridging the connection, what is happening in the school, also sharing with the families, so all the educational community can go to the same goal and can understand this point. And also, if we design projects with another partners outside of the school, with another communities, trying to align this idea that the social, economical, social, emotional learning is super important when we work with them. So if we invite someone to the school to do a talk, so this person can understand the context of the school, the diversity of students, it's quite important. And how to implement in the school, sometimes we can teach them about these skills and competence and create the discussion with them. Also, be as a model. All of us has emotions. When you wake up in the morning, you have some feelings, and you enter in the school, in the classroom, and you have some feelings. If we can forget these feelings for a moment and be like as much professionals and the malls and have this good vibration when we enter in the school, in the classroom, it's super important. Sometimes also it's nice to integrate in the academic content. It's not just about STEAM areas, it's also this part of social and emotional. And also trying to influence other teachers, also the managers of the school, to implement this point of view. And of course, the best way that at least we as maker know to develop these skills and competencies through project-based learning, because it creates the conditions, because when we are implementing and making projects, to have this critical thinking and communication, you are working with others. And we can have the opportunity when we design these projects and these activities to have some criteria that facilitates development of these social emotional learnings. And this can be like if we design, for example, authentic projects, so they is connected with the culture of the students and the culture of the neighborhood. If we trying to challenge our students in terms of intellectual challenge. So trying to design activities and projects that can be a little bit difficult, but not too much, so they can feel that they can achieve. Also, when we share our projects and activities with the rest of the community, sometimes in public products, facilitate the collaboration. So sometimes our students need some guides to collaborate with their partners. Also trying to give some tools for project management, the reflection at the end of this educational process, and try to design for all. Okay, so these are criteria that can help to support this social and emotional learning. And also, as an example of how to implement in a real project these components, I want to share with you one case study that we ran last year in Barcelona. We are running a research project that is called the Tecla. And the idea of this project is trying to bring the maker mindset and STEAM knowledge to high complex schools. And in that case, as you can see in the image, there's a group of students in the 5th grade, like 10, 11 years old, very powerful group. So they have some issues that they bring to the classroom and they have this kind of conflicts, but also there was Alicia, that is this girl in the wheelchair that has the problem that from her house to the school spend a lot of time. And with this different, with this context, we designed a project that, okay, how can we support Alicia to have a better life in the school? So the teachers start like recording with a 360 camera the path from the house to the school, and then the students empathize with Alicia, like making this Google Cardboard so they can experiment the same feeling that Alicia has every day. Also trying to understand which is an architectural barrier, because sometimes you don't know, and okay, go to the neighborhood, trying to understand what is an architectural barrier and trying to map there, and also contribute to the neighborhood, because what they did is, okay, now that we have detected some barriers, let's gonna share with our community, and they create a digital map where they share the different points where there are some architectural barriers. Also trying to fix some barriers that they already have in the school. The classroom from this group has a direct connection to the patio, but Alicia couldn't go directly because there's this part where she cannot go with a wheelchair. So they start like designing in 3D a ramp, trying to apply some mathematical concept to design these ramps. And now Alicia has these ramps in the wheelchair. So every time that she needs, someone can help to put it in the ground. Also trying to invite someone that is professional from the neighborhood, professional in these areas, that can explain how she arrived in that case to be professional of this, so they can ambition and they can be aware that they can achieve also this knowledge. Also trying to share not only digital, also physical, some of the signals, some of the barriers that they detect in the neighborhood, and go out and explain to the neighbors and start like talking, trying to create this community building between the school, the students, and the families. And also was super nice when the moment that the local TV arrived there and empowered them to, okay, explain this, what did you do? So everything happens to time to work with this group. In that case, the project was not about mathematics, engineering, or technology. Of course it was, but not just this. It's trying to empower them that they can be makers and influence the world where they are living. And the last part, and was for me one of the best one, was the moment that we did a reflection. And the reflection was to do a podcast where the students start sharing their feelings. It was not just about what they learn. It's also, okay, how did you feel? How did you feel now that understand Alicia that has this issue? How do you feel when Alicia now get the ramps and now she can go out to the patio directly? So this kind of conversations was super nice in terms of reflection. And it's another way to do this reflection in terms of learning goals with the students. Okay, was a really success, and we are super happy with this project. But also there's many other projects that are connected with this. I share in the presentation a link with some projects in the Scopes DF. That is the platform where teachers around the world document their projects, so you can check it and see how they implement it, and check the design files that they create. And so it's a way to understand how in other countries they apply this social emotional learning. And also has included some references that, just in case you are interested to be more aware of this.